My name's Steve Dinkin, President of the National Conflict Resolution Center. It's been now 10 years that Lisa Maxwell, Director of NCRC's Training Institute, and I wrote the book, The Exchange. We said back then that it was a bold and proven approach to managing workplace conflict. Well, today it's still bold and it's still working. Before discussing too much about the exchange, I want to distinguish the exchange process from the mediation process. Many of you may be familiar with mediation. As a facilitator in the mediation process, you're neutral. Well, in the exchange process, you're not neutral because you have a stake in the outcome. You may need to take into account your role and your organization's policies when implementing the exchange process. The exchange is a structure. So what you'll be able to do is utilize all of the skills that you learned in the previous session and apply them to the exchange process, this important structure to formulate these ideas to help you come to a resolution. The exchange process has 4 stages. Each stage moves you along the process toward conflict resolution and toward that solution. So let me share with you a conversation about the exchange. Here's stage 1.
Hi, Catherine. Thank you for agreeing to meet up with me to discuss your working relationship with Jimena. As I pointed out when I set this meeting up with you, I just noted some tension, so that's why I wanted to reach out to both of you. Just hold off on the comments for a couple minutes so I can give you the big picture first. Then we'll focus completely on how it's been for you. Fair enough?
Makes sense.
So you've been with us a long time and we respect what you do here. So we just want to work through the current situation and get you and Jimena on good terms. I'm meeting with you individually to understand your perspectives on the situation and know what's important to each of you. These meetings will be in preparation for when we get together tomorrow. And at that time, we'll be looking for ways to improve the working relationship between the two of you. To clarify, the notes I'm taking are just for planning purposes, and I won't share them with anyone. When we meet tomorrow, any agreements we reach will be documented in a detailed written agreement. Each of us will keep a copy of that agreement, and if any policy issues arise, I will just need to clarify and address them, taking action only if necessary. My purpose here is to make sure you're feeling respected and also improve your working relationship. And if you don't have any questions, let's continue. So, would you share with me how it's been working with Jimena so far?
Usually I get along with others, but it's been difficult with her. I've never had to deal with anything like this before. In this work, you don't just walk in and know everything. You listen to those who have been here. She's ignoring that.
So, what I'm hearing is that you pride yourself on your ability to get along with others. It's also clear that your historical knowledge has been very valuable to others in the past. Tell me more about what you mean when you say that Jimena ignores that.
Without consulting me, she made changes to a few protocols, ignoring why we follow them. She isn't my supervisor, and I'm not hers, but it seems like we should be talking to each other before making changes that affect others.
I can hear your frustration, and I can also sense that you were hoping for a chance to give input and work more collaboratively. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Let's go back to the start. What happened when Jimena was first hired? Typically, we have the new hire meet with each coworker so they understand roles and responsibilities. How did that meeting go?
Like a car wreck. As you know, her name is spelled with an X. I didn't know how to pronounce the X, so during our one-on-one, I said, "Hello, Mina," since it was much simpler. I thought it would be a good compromise. She didn't agree. I should have listened to Acacia.
Was Acacia with you and Jimena?
No, Acacia had pointed out to me that names were important when I made the first mistake in an earlier meeting, but I still did what was easy in my private meeting with her.
Everyone makes mistakes. Given that others in the department were impacted, we also need to look into that.
That's fair.
Just clarifying now, you found her name challenging to pronounce, so you made up a nickname for her. Is that correct?
Guilty. Then, well, she She has a strong accent, so even when we got past the name disaster, I had trouble understanding her.
When you had trouble understanding her, how did you manage that?
I told her I had no idea what she was talking about, that I couldn't understand her, which was true. But in retrospect, when I picture myself saying it, I don't feel good. I was snippy. I could have said it in a better way.
Okay, I hear you. I also appreciate you reflecting on your behavior, and in the end, I appreciate that you're just looking for good communication. It sounds like the initial interactions between the two of you got off to a tough start. This has been very helpful. Thank you, Catherine.
Could I ask a favor? When you meet with Jimena, could you ask her to slow down when we meet tomorrow? I do want to understand her.
Absolutely, I will. And I appreciate that you are asking for what your need is to improve the communication. This is one of the goals that I have in meeting with you both. We will be talking about this along with input, respect, and other ways to improve the working relationship when we meet. For homework, just practice saying Jimena's name. There's Google pronunciation you can use for any guidelines if that helps. And I would like you to consider Jimena's point of view and come up with some possible steps that you could take to improve the situation and address the current issues. Sounds good? All right. Thank you, Catherine. Nice talking to you. We'll see you later.
That was a small snapshot of stage 1 of the exchange. We look forward to you learning more.